again, my little yarnivores and spiderettes. Fiber Spider back again with another tutorial just for you. How you doing today? Today we're going to be doing the Blossom Stitch bag. Yep, not that long ago I did a tutorial on how to do the Blossom Stitch, and with a little bit of fiddling, finagling, and so forth, yes, we have ourselves a lovely, lovely tote bag. Very, very simple. Once you get into the groove, the handles are built right in, so you don't have to attach them later, which is really nice. And it has a solid base. And for this project, I used Lion Brand's Pound of Love. And, by the way, this video is sponsored by Lion Brand. Thank you ever so much for your continued support. I really appreciate it. This is one of my go-to yarns for a lot of projects. Here are the specs. It is 1 pound, 16 ounces, 1,020 yards, which that for me is awesome. I love yardage. What can I say? It's a medium weight of 4 and it is 100% acrylic. So that being said, I used the Oxford Gray for this particular piece, and I have so much left over from doing this bag, and I even made a hat as well, actually. I am going to be using this again for today. Yes. And also, I used a size 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, a size I. You can use, of course, whatever works best for you. But, without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Round 1. Okay, so to begin with, you are going to need a base chain of 24 chains. And don't worry, because we will be expanding this out a little bit for the base of our bag. So after stitching 24 chains into the 5th chain from the hook, double crochet 4 times, so we've got 2, 3, and 4. Now, this space right here is going to be one of our corner points. We're going to create another corner point, and this is sort of the short edge, the width of our bag for the base. You'll see what I mean as we keep going. So after doing your 4 doubles, chain 2, and into that same stitch, 1 more double. There we go. And then a double crochet into each chain all the way to the end. Now, ordinarily, I would say that you might want to go underneath 2 loops of the V or the back bump or something like that. Actually, for this, it's actually easier if you go underneath just the top loop of the V right here initially, because we're going to be going around the back side as well later on. But right now, we're just going to work our way across. And so the length of the bag this way, it's going to be a total of 20 doubles. And then each side, it's going to have 4 and separated by your chain 2 spaces. And then we'll increase a bit, and then we will get into the Blossom Stitch patterning. But this way, we're going to have a nice foundation to work off of. Whoop. Just got a couple more, and then we can turn our corners. And You know, if you've been watching me for any length of time, you know that I'm going to be counting my stitches before we go on. It's just how I roll. Okay, a couple more. Yep, 2 more. Okie dokie. So let me scooch to the back here. Okay, so we've got our 4 at the end here. Then we have, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Perfect. Okay, so from here, chain 2, and into that same stitch where we did our last double crochet, 4 doubles. And if this last stitch gets stretched out a little bit, that's okay, because you can use your tail to cinch it up tightly again. That's fine. Alrighty, and then chain 2. And we're going to work our way along the opposite side of the chain. So after chaining 2 into that same stitch that we just worked into, another double, and working our way across this way, do a double crochet into each stitch. So in this one chain, we have a double, and our 4 doubles. So moving on to this next one here, going on the opposite side of that chain, working our way across the back side. And for this, you can go underneath both of those loops, the remaining loops of your chain. Make it nice and solid. And yes, when I get to the end, I'm going to double count because the numbers are important with this pattern. So just going to keep on keeping on. And a couple more, and then we will be done with round 1. Okay, and let's see here. Okay, it looks like one more. Now, when we first started the round, this counted as one of our doubles. So the remaining, it should be a total of 19. So let's see, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then this one right here is number 20. So we're going to go in to the 3rd chain from the bottom and slip stitch right into the top of that double, slip stitch, and then into chain space in the corner, slip stitch once again. And that is the end of round 1. Okay, round two. Round two is going to be a little bit easier because we already have a foundation to work with. So start off by chaining up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And into the chain space, 2 doubles. And then a double into each. There we go. And then into the corner space, 2 doubles. Chain 2. And 2 more doubles. And that's how we're going to increase our base. And then, quite simply, a double for every double crochet all the way to the end. And then when we hit the corners, we're going to do the exact same thing that we just did. So, you know what? I'm going to skip ahead to the end. I'd like to spare you this length here, but I will meet back up with you and we'll do the corners again together. Okay? I'll be right back. All right, so I continued on doing a double into each stitch across. We're almost at the corner, so got a couple more to do, and then I'll show you this side. There we go. And then into the corner chain space, 2 doubles. Chain 2. 2 doubles. There we are. And then a double in each of the next 4. And then we'll do another corner increase. So into that chain space, 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. There we go. And then continue on this side, 1 double per stitch. Really, really simple. Now, when we started though, we started with the 1 double in the chain space. I'm going to show you how you can finish up the end of this round. So bear with me a moment. I will be right back. I'm just going to get to about here. Okay? I'll see you in a bit. Just stitch your way across and I'll see you soon. All right, so again, I was just doing a double in every stitch across, and we are almost at the end of the round. So I just need to do these 2 more doubles. There we are. And then we have to do justice to this corner here, right? So into the corner space, 1 double. And then slip stitch to the top of the first one that we made. So into that 3rd chain from the bottom, slip stitch in there. There we go, because we need the 2 doubles, chain, 2 doubles, right? So that way it's all nice and even. And then to finish up, just slip stitch into that chain space. Very nice. And because I'm paranoid and I like to double count, so we've got here 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and 24. We've got the 2 right there. So then this should be the same on this side. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Perfect. Yes, symmetry is a beautiful thing. So that is the end of round 2. All right, so round 3 is going to be the last of the increase rounds for the base. So I'm going to start off by chaining up 2, and that is going to count as our first double crochet. If you prefer, doing a chain of 3, that's fine, but I like the way that this looks a little bit better. So starting off with a chaining of 2 into the chain space, 3 more doubles for a total of 4. There we are. And then into every double crochet stitch, just 1 double. And then whenever you hit a corner space, one of those chain spaces, 4 double crochets. And we're going to do this all the way around, ending with doing a slip stitch into the top of the first double crochet that we did. So really, really straightforward, very, very easy. Now, something that I have not tried, although you may want to, by the way, we hit the corner chain space, so I need 4 doubles into that space. So I already got 1, 2, 3, and I just need 1 more. Okay, and then down this side, 1 double per double. So what I was saying is that if you wanted to make the base of your bag bigger, like I said, I haven't tried it, but I imagine that it would work out just fine if you kept going in the same fashion by increasing the base just like we did in the last round. If you want to, by all means, experiment, play with it, have fun. I always encourage that. So yeah, it's really just a matter of doing 1 double in every stitch. And then when you hit the corner spaces, 4 doubles. And because it is, well, really straightforward, I think I'm going to leave you to it. And I will meet back up with you about here so that we can finish up our round 3. I'll see you in a bit. All right, so almost done with round 3. I just have a couple more stitches to do, and then we'll do the slip stitch join, and we will be all set for the next round, which is even easier than this one, if you can believe that. So I just need to do 1 more. Yeah, don't forget, that is in fact a double right there. And you can double check your count if needs be. So right here, this double right here, since I chained up 2, it's the second from the bottom. If you chained up 3, it would be the third from the bottom. So slip stitch right into that stitch there. And voila. All right. And there you go. That is the end of round 3. Okay. Round 4 is going to be the last of the rounds for the base of our bag. Start off by chaining up 2. That's going to count as our first double. Then, quite simply, just do a double crochet into every stitch all the way around. That's it. That's all there is to it. No increasing, no decreasing, no funkiness, just 1 double in each double all the way around, and that is going to sort of solidify the base of our bag. So quite simply, I'm just going to do 1 stitch in each stitch. I'm going to work my way all the way around, and then after doing this stitch right here, I'm going to do a slip stitch into the top, that second chain of this first double, and that will be round 4. Okay, so I will see you really soon for the next round. I'll see you in a bit. Round 5. Now that our base is done, we can get into the fun stuff with the blossom stitch. Okay, so after doing all of my double crochets around, I have a total of 80 double crochets all the way around. And for round 5, it's one of the 4 rounds for the repeat. It's 5, 6, 7, and 8. Those are the 4 rounds for the repeat. Very, very simple. So I'm going to start by chaining up 1 and doing a single crochet into that very first stitch. Then chain 2, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3, into that 4th stitch, yarn over twice because we're going to be doing treble crochets. So into that 4th stitch, 5 trebles. So pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. That's 1. Yarn over twice, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Yarn over twice, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Yarning over twice, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and 2, and 2. There you go. So then, after you're done with your blossom, your cluster of 5 trebles, chain 2, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, into that 4th stitch, single crochet. Chain 2, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, into that 4th stitch, 5 trebles once again. And this is how we're going to repeat round 5, going back and forth between a single crochet and 5 trebles, separated by chain 2 spaces and 3 unworked stitches. So I'm almost done with this blossom here. There we are. So we've got our 5 trebles, chain 2, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, into that 4th stitch, single crochet, chain 2, skip 3 stitches, into that 4th stitch, 5 trebles. And so I'm going to keep doing this all the way around, and I'm going to meet back up with you to finish this round, and then we will continue on for round 6. Just want to finish this blossom. Okay, so I've got my 5 trebles, chain 2, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, into that 4th, single crochet, and just keep working your way all the way around, and I'll meet back up with you around here or so, and then we'll finish up the round together. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. All right, so I've been sort of tooling my way all the way around, and we're almost finished with round 5. So I just did a blossom cluster here, my chain 2, skipping 3 stitches and a single crochet. Got one more blossom to do, so let's do it. Chain 2, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, into that 4th stitch, 5 trebles. Okay, so we've got 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, chain 2, And then to finish up this round, we're going to be skipping these last 3 doubles, 1, 2, and 3, and then into that single crochet that we did, slip stitch right into the top of that stitch. Real easy peasy. Ta-da! All right, and that is the end of round 5. Round 6. Okay, so if you want to refer to round 5 as sort of like a blossom round, round 6 I like to think of as a trellis round. It's all chains and singles. It's very, very simple. So starting off by chaining up 1 and into that first stitch, that single crochet into that first stitch, then chain 4, and into the third treble. So we got 1, 2, 3 into the top of that third treble, single crochet, chain 4. I'm going to turn my work a little bit here, and then into the single down below, single crochet, chain 4, and then into the third treble, into the top there, another single, chain 4, into the single, do a single, and so on and so forth for the entire round. I'm going to do a couple more. Chain 4, into the third treble, do a single, chain 4, single into the single, chain 4, and single into the third treble, and there you go. So it's just chain 4, single, chain 4, single. Whether it's into a single or into the third treble, that's all there is to it. So I'm going to, again, work my way around, and I will meet back up with you around here or so. All right? I'll see you in a bit. All right, so we're almost done with round 6. I just have a couple more bits of trellis to do. And so chain 4 and single into the single. I almost had it. There we go. Better late than never. And then chain 4 again. Single into the third treble. And here we are, back where we started. So chain 4 and single into that, slip stitch, excusez-moi, slip stitch into that last single. And there you go. So that is the end of round 6. Okay, round 7. Now, round 7, it's going to be another blossom round with these clusters here. However, because the blossoms are offset, we're going to be starting with a blossom right now. So, begin by chaining up 4. And that is going to count as our first treble. Into the same stitch, we need 4 more trebles for the cluster. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now just like we did in round 5, we're going to be doing essentially the same thing. It's just starting from a different place. So from here, chain 2 and single into the single, chain 2, and then into this single down below, 5 trebles. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 2, single into the single, chain 2, and then in the single down below, 5 trebles. So this is how we're going to work the remainder of round 7. Whether it is a cluster of 5 trebles or a single, you separate them by chain 2 spaces. That's really all there is to it. It's very, very simple, and it is just like round 5, just offset. And that's what creates that beautiful staggered effect for our blossoms. Chain 2 into that next single, do a single, chain 2, and into the single down below, 5 trebles. And there you go. And so I'm going to keep on doing this all the way around, and I will meet back up with you for the finishing touches on round 7. Okay, so just want to finish this flower here, this blossom. One more. And then I will leave you to it, okay? And I will see you in a bit. So I will meet back up with you around here or so, okay? I'll see you shortly. Okay, so almost done with round 7. I just did another blossom. I need to chain 2 and single into the single, chain 2, and then to make things easy, nice and simple, going to do a slip stitch into the top of this first treble. It's a little bit fiddly, but very much worth it. If I can get in there, come on. There we go. So just do a slip stitch into the top of that treble, like so. There we are. And then, because we're going to need to be, excuse me, we're going to need to be into the middle of this blossom, slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. That will get us into the 3rd treble for the following round. All right, that is the end of round 7. See you for the next one. Okay, last but not least, round 8. It's going to be another trellis round. Very, very simple and quick. So, since we're already in the middle of this current blossom, chain up 1, single crochet into that same stitch, chain 4, there we are, single into the single, chain 4, and then single into the top of the 3rd treble, just like we did 2 rounds ago. Chain 4. I keep slipping out of my stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Thank you. Then single into the single. Chain 4. Single into the top of the 3rd treble, and so on and so forth all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4 chains, single into the single, chain 4, single into the top of that 3rd treble, chain 4, single into the single, chain 4, and single into the top of the 3rd treble. And that's really all there is to it for the remainder of round 8. Just go all the way around, chaining 4, doing your singles, whether it's in a single or in top of the 3rd treble, regardless. And I'm going to wheel my way around, and I'll meet back up with you around here or so. Alrighty? I will see you shortly. All right, I'm almost done with round 8. I just did a single in the top of that blossom there. Just need to chain 4. Single into the single down below. Chain 4. And then into our last single, a slip stitch. There you go. Yeah. So that is the end of round 8. So yeah, all you need to do for the base of the body of our bag here, all you need to do is just keep repeating rounds 5, 6, 7, and 8 over and over again, as many times as you want to. The only thing that I would suggest, okay, is ending after doing a round 5 or a round 7, one of the blossom rounds, because it will make finishing a lot easier. As opposed to working in all of these chains, you can use the blossoms as the majority of the top of your bag, okay? So the next round, it would be doing a single crochet here, a chain of 2, and then a blossom of 5 trebles here. Chain 2, single up top here, etc., etc. The timestamps, as always, will be in the description box down below. So, yeah, just keep repeating rounds 5, 6, 7, and 8. Stop after doing either a round 5 or a round 7, and then I will show you how you can do the top of the bag, a little bit of finishing work, and your handles, which are very, very, very simple. So I am going to keep on working on the body of my bag off camera, and I will meet back up with you. All right, you got this. You can do this. I believe in you. All right, I'll see you soon. Hello again. All right, so I've been doing the 4-round repeat over and over and over again, and I have made a total of 11 of these blossom rounds, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 of these blossom rounds. And I think that this is enough for my bag. You can, of course, do more or fewer if you want to. Totally up to you. But I think that it works out just fine for me. So at this point, we are going to set up the top of our bag for the finishing rounds. So to sort of stabilize what we have here, start off by chaining up 1 and then doing a single crochet into that same stitch right there. And then we're going to be doing single crochets all the way around for a nice clean finished edge. So because here we have 2 chains in this space, we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches and then 1 in each of the next 5 trebles. And we're going to do this all the way around and then slip stitch into the first single crochet stitch that we made to complete the round. And then we've reached another chain space, so 2 singles in this chain space here. Scooch the work around a little bit. And I've got a single here, so single in the single. And then 2 singles in this chain 2 space. And then single in each of the next 5 trebles. It's really that simple all the way around. But I like to do this before I start in on the handles because it, like I said, it sort of, gives it a little bit of polish and a little bit more stability. So I'm doing 2 singles in this chain space, and then a single in the single, and then 2 singles in this chain space, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to keep doing this all the way around, and then when I have come full circle, this was my first single crochet right here. So after doing my 5 singles, 2 singles into this chain space, then slip stitch into this single right here, and that will end our round. All right, so I'm going to do the rest off camera. I will see you shortly. All right. All right, so I'm almost done with this initial single crochet round. So I just need to do this one and then 2 singles into the chain space. And then to finish up the round, slip stitch into that first single crochet stitch. There we go. I was about to do a regular single. All right, so now what we need to do is figure out where we want to start the actual handle. So right now, if I lay it out flat, nice and even, so figuring about here or so, I have to go around the corner to about here, and then we can start in on the chain. So we're going to do that right now. So I'm just going to sort of work my way over. And of course, also the length of your handles is totally personal preference. So I'm going to chain up 1 again, single into that same stitch, and work a bunch of singles to that point. So give me a moment. I will be right back. Okay, so what I ended up deciding to do was I stitched to this single right here where they have the little join there, and I'm going to do my handle and finish it around here. Okay, so for the length of my handle, I'm going to do 30 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Now, this handle that I'm making right now, I wouldn't say that it's a good handle for like over the shoulder, but as far as holding it like a normal tote bag, sure. Again, you can make it longer if you want to. So then I'm going to skip across to this point here and go in with a single crochet, locking it down, and then continue on with single crochets around to the other side, where I'm going to then make my second handle. Now, it may line up with these points on the other side. It might not. It's okay either way, but you want to have enough space in between. All right, so I'm going to wheel my way around the back side, and I will see you there. Okay, so we have our handle in the back there. Then I did my single crochets around to the other side, and guess what? It lines up very, very nicely. So I'm going to start my second handle right here. So we will have some nice symmetry going on. Now, if you change the length of your handles, you may need to shift where you start and stop your handles. So another 30 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Okie doke. And then skipping these segments here and then going into my single join over here. Go in with a single crochet. And then that is our first single crochet. So just going to stitch my way across to there and then do my slip stitch join. And then the rest of this project is really quite simple. Basically, it is just a matter of doing single crochets into every stitch all the way around until your handles are as wide as you want them to be. So, right here's my last stitch, so slip stitch into there, and there you go. Now, to continue on, all you need to do is chain up 1, single into that same stitch right there, and then just single crochet for as many rounds as you need. Now, as far as when you reach the handles, well, just do a single crochet into each chain. And eventually, after a bunch of rounds, I would say, like at least 5 rounds to make your handles thick enough and wide enough. About 5 rounds, maybe more. And, after, doing the complete round, do your slip stitch join, chain up 1, single crochet all the way around, really. And see, I'm already up to my handle here, my chain. Now, you could go about this in several different ways. Personally, I like to just go underneath the back loop or the top loop of the V of the chain stitch. That is my personal preference. If you want to go in through the back bump or the 2 legs of the V, leaving the back bump alone, that is totally up to you. But yeah, just do a single crochet into each chain all the way until you reach the other side, and then keep doing singles around. And then when you reach your other handle, same deal. And that way, your handles are completely joined in and a part of the top of the bag. You don't have to worry about, making separate pieces and then sewing them on. No, it's a part of the bag. It's a fabulous thing. So there you go. So just do as many rounds as you want to. Again, I would suggest do about maybe, 5 rounds minimum. And then when you are finished with that, just slip stitch, cut your yarn, and sew in your ends. There you go. Love it. All right, so after doing a bunch of single crochet rounds, you can cut your yarn and then sew in your ends, and you are ready to go do some shopping. Get some more yarn. So that is it for the Blossom Stitch bag. Really hope that you liked today's video, and if you did, give a little thumbs up button down below. You know that I appreciate your appreciation. I appreciate all of you for joining me today, and Lion Brand for sponsoring this video. Thank you ever so much. I really do appreciate it. Link to the yarn will be in the description box down below, as well as timestamps for this project. And as always, you know what to do until next time, right? I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, stay stitching, and please, stay safe. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now, everybody, and have a great, great day.